Hello, my lovelies, and happy March and Pisces season. Just a quick few announcements. I have a new service launching this month. Signups are available now on my website. It's called Siren Gang. As you can see, you get mid-month readings, you get a weekly energy report starting this Sunday, this first Sunday in March, as well as a discount on all my services all the time. Link in the description box if you're interested in that, and you can check it out. Also, the first 3 people to sign up for this service will get one of these 3 charms mailed to them from Gray Baby Gallery. Also, I'm doing a giveaway on my Instagram with Gray Baby Gallery, where if you tag a friend and you follow me and you follow her on Instagram, you will be put in a raffle to win one of the charms you see here. That post is going to go up on March 1st and will get cut off on the midnight, March 4th. So @_spiritual siren to get in on that, and you might want to turn on your notifications so you don't miss it. Also, for my NYC tri-state area fam, I know a lot of you voted for a weekend in June, but because of Father's Day and all this other stuff, it just wasn't going to happen. So I am coming to you on Sunday, May 27th, which is Memorial Day weekend. I have the venue all booked, and I will definitely be there. I also will be taking private readings on that Saturday and Monday, that Memorial Day. If you want to be the first one to know when those time slots and tickets drop, go to the link below and go to my website and sign up for that email so that you're the first to be notified. All that stuff will be dropping on the spring equinox on March 20th. And lastly, all my California stuff is on sale. Okay, so again, link in the description. I love you all. Let's get into the readings. All right, Aries, as I was shuffling the cards for you, here we go. I did get this slight feeling of anxiousness. It wasn't like crazy. It wasn't super strong. I just split the deck and we have the 8 of Pentacles here. So I do think that what you're focused on has you a little weary, potentially your work. Because we do have the Queen of Pentacles here, and I don't necessarily feel this is another person. I feel this is your ability to, make financial gains out of your deepest desires that you've had for a really long time, potentially since you were a child. Because ultimately, when we start doing the inner work, when we start doing the soul work, and we get back to, excuse me, what we're really doing is going back to those dreams that we had when we were 2, 3, 4, even 5 years old. Okay, and the contentment, right? The dreams and the wishes that you are wishing to bring to fruition are something that you've had with you and had within you for a really long time. And with the World and the Queen of Pentacles here underlined by the 5 of Swords, there is this feeling of defeat in your ability to turn the corner on what you've been working on and start again. And it's not like you want to end a chapter and never go back to some form of expression. Like, it's not like changing your job completely or whatever. It's like, it's an expansion. It's an expansion, and you're meeting some level of resistance. Ultimately, I think within you, this 5 of Swords is kind of like an ongoing conversation that you're having with yourself that is just not taking you anywhere. It could be related to where you've invested yourself emotionally in the past. This could be as simple as, like, you used to have people in your life that, really took a toll on your self-esteem. And that old pain is coming up this month. But know that you have the ability to work through it, and you do have the focus. But we are in Pisces season, so, this month we're shifting into your season. So don't focus on yourself. Focus on what really resonates with you and what makes you feel complete, what makes you feel whole. However, don't try to figure everything out. And I was just laughing to myself before I turned on the camera about how the only thing I struggle with in Pisces season is figuring out why I'm experiencing something. And, you know, that's the total opposite of what you do during Pisces season. So it's less about figuring things out and more about being willing to just be present with the feelings, be present with the initiatives, okay? But let's get into your whole spread and take it from there. All right, Aries. First of all, I just want to say thank you to all of you for your season being the cosmic new year. And I mean, I obviously knew that, but it just hit me here staring at your cards because I sat here for a minute because I have extremely noisy neighbors, even though I've tried to rearrange the time that I record. But guess what? They're moving next month, so let's give a big hooray in the comments because your girl is irritated. Anyways, thank you for being a cosmic New Year initiate, Aries. And I really think that that's what overall you're feeling here. It's like you're ready to let yourself off the leash, if you will. You only have one major arcana in this spread, okay, and it is the Hanged Man. And I talked about in the beginning about how there was a holdup. I mean, the overall energy is the Hermit, which is not like you, right? It's not like you. But sometimes we need a point of withdrawal, you know? So I really think that Pisces season is that collection point to really get a grip on where it is you're heading for this new year. New year, new you status. Now, what's interesting is you have the Knight of Swords in the position that you need to release. And that was the overall energy for Pisces. Pisces is the first reading I did, so I can't correlate further. But with the Queen of Wands in your headspace this month, it is all about you in a way that normally, you know, it's like bigger than normal, you know? It really is about you, your self-expression, your passion, and your direction in life. And if you're worried about how to make the money follow, the answer is just do you. Okay? Again, what you're being asked to release this month is the Knight of Swords with the rune Prosperity and the Three of Cups with the rune Wisdom. I really feel this is about not making snap decisions, this Knight of Swords with Prosperity. Like, this month is not the time to quit a job, is not the time to totally scrap something that is bringing you income or go back to the drawing board. This is really about being aware of where your mind takes you when things are not amazing. Like when things are not extremely ideal, where does your mind go? Are you spending a lot of money with your friends, going out and just having fun? You know, are things flying out the window like that? Are you taking advice from people who don't live the same lifestyle as you? Because we can be friends with people and they can live a different lifestyle than us. And that's the thing. People mean well, but a lot of times when it comes to giving advice, people speak from the lifestyle that they live. So as much as they're trying to be helpful, they're really not able to be. Okay? Yeah, because we do have wisdom here. And it's like, yeah, your friends are wise. But you also know that the true wisdom here, when it comes to claiming your own abundance, when it comes to claiming your own success and prosperity, that you have to prioritize celebrating the self and knowing when to not share. Because I feel like there are conversations you can have with people around you that are just going to add unnecessary fuel to the fire. And we do have, again, the Hermit as the overall energy this month. So not that I see you withdrawing from people per se. I see you withdrawing conversation. about your own personal direction and you really being in a state of reflection this month. You may just not really be talking a lot, okay, because you're undergoing some things or contemplating some things that people in your life just aren't going to understand. And that's not a bad thing, okay? Take it from, you know, a Virgo. It's not a bad thing. Not everybody can comment on everything. Not everybody can be that person. You know what I mean? We all want like a confidant that can cover all bases, but I'm sure you found out through your years that as much as the intention is positive when we go about things like that, it really just doesn't end up being beneficial for everyone because it adds too much fuel to a fire that we can't put out. You know, we have to be our number one confidant, and usually when we're seeking other people's opinions about what we're doing in life, it's because we know the answer, but we don't really love the answer. So we're hoping, or we're afraid to take a chance on that answer. So we, you know, converse with people that we kind of know are going to give us an adverse response so that we can defend our choice or just not listen to our own intuition. Okay. The door that's not open that was once closed, we have the Two of Wands, clarified by the Seven of Cups. And the rune we have on the Seven of Cups is joy. So I really love this because one, hello, Pisces season, Seven of Cups is like the ideal time to actually embrace this energy. And with the Two of Wands here, again, he's holding the world in his hands similarly to how we had the actual world card in the beginning. There are new doors that are opening up. Technically, they've been there all along, but it's like dare to dream your wildest dream, Aries. Okay? With joy here, happiness is the ultimate key. Okay? I just pictured a skeleton key. Okay? If you want to unlock new doors, but you're not sure where to start, you're not sure where to acquire the key, you're not sure if you even have the ability to unlock them, you need to ask yourself, well, where does my joy lie? Where does my happiness lie? Where does my self-expression really lie? And know that when we stand true in that, we become the universal key that could unlock essentially any door. You know, if a door is placed in front of us, technically we have the ability to walk through any of them. It just becomes a matter of which one do you want to walk through? Which one is going to line you up with the bigger expansive truth that you're trying to set the stage for? Okay, because the Seven of Cups is saying, I have so many options, I can really have it all in this regard. Okay? Not every option, though, is going to really make you completely happy. There are going to be reasons that you can find in your ego or in your, you know, in your surroundings that justify why opening any door works. Okay? Some will be money, some will be security, some will be other people agree with it, and then some will just be, well, this resonates with me. I don't know why, but it just does, and it just speaks to me. Okay? So if you want to know what path is really for you, you need to ask yourself, how does this feel? Okay, how does this identity feel? How does this label feel? Because not that we need to be labeled or not that we need to accept any of those things. However, outside of just being ourselves out here in the 3D matrix, we're always going to accept some sort of label. For I am this, okay? It's beyond I am my name. It's beyond that, okay? And the Two of Wands is saying you have the opportunity to, I want to say change your course. Okay, both of these add to a 9. So the self-reflection that you're doing, which he is carrying a staff, okay? He is carrying a rod. So through self-reflection, we are able to see that what was only once a dream can be actualized if we prioritize our own personal bliss. Ooh. Your current energy as it relates to all this. In your head, we have the Queen of Wands. In your heart, we have the Two of Swords. And in your foundation, we have the Hanged Man. I think I had the rune on the Two of Swords. And it's Journey. Again, so we have 2 3s and we have 2 2s in this reading. So you're really at the beginning stages. When I just gotta chill. Whew. You're really at the beginning stages of things, even if you've been on a path for a long time. We're constantly cycling through. Okay, so again, like I said before, in your headspace with the Queen of Wands, it is all about you. It is all about what makes you feel secure in your own self-expression. It is what makes you feel limitless, okay? Because to be loved and to be embody love is to be limitless. Is to allow full soul self-expression at all times. Okay? And she's carrying obviously a rod too. So there's this idea that if you, I don't know why I just want to start saying clips, keys, open doors. If you want to find the key to the perfect door, if you will, you need to be willing to really sit in your own energy without the outside noise of anybody else. And you really need to be willing to go down a path that has not been illuminated for you by anyone else. Okay, this is about paving your own way. And it's not because no one's literally ever done it before. It's just because there is going to be no outside validation. There is going to be no, this is what you should do and why. Okay, it's going to be I have to do this because it's calling to me. And nobody can verify that but me. Okay? She's also looking to the future. Because she's really looking down at this Nine of Pentacles. So with this outcome, I mean, if you're willing to just go your own way and do your own thing and not be worried about what may potentially be getting scrapped in the meantime or what be maybe getting, redirected, it really all works out for you. And with the black cat at her feet, there's a knowing. There's a knowing that I may not have all the answers, but the non-physical is supporting me. With the Two of Swords in your heart and the Rune journey, any indecision that you're feeling about this journey is merely because you are trying to intellectualize things over choosing trust. Choosing trust in the self. You know, by right, that first thought that is often fleeting that we get when we address a subject is our intuition. Now, that technically isn't the case for everybody because some people have not allowed their intuition through enough that they can even hear it. A lot of times it is a feeling though. It's like you feel this sensation of like, wow, it would be really nice to do XYZ. And then after, milliseconds after that, all these thoughts flood in about how that's not going to make you money and that's not good enough and all this other jazz, So know that every shift and turn and remapping of your course that you take is part of the journey. Any step that you take is part of the journey to your ultimate destination. There is no wrong step. There is no half step. With the Hanged Man in your foundation, really saying the same thing as the Hermit in this regard, that you need to pause. And it's not about making physical moves this month. It's about making mental moves. It's about making spiritual moves. It's about, where am I? What did I like about my arrival to this point? What would I like to change in the future? And how can I course correct from here? Okay? Because the Hanged Man is illuminated and enlightened through his perceived stagnancy. Never ever, make yourself feel bad for taking a break. Okay? This break is essential to your ability to see clearly, because the Hermit is backed by a lot of blue, right? And we do have a lot of blue in this spread. So there needs to be a lot of conversations that you have with yourself and a lot of deep reflection. But ultimately, the silence of the Hanged Man, the stillness and the silence of the Hanged Man is what brings through that ultimate aligned intuition. Notice how his background is purple and he's wearing red, blue, yellow, and you have the green here. Okay, so what aligns all the chakras, what aligns you to your fullest truth is a state of acceptance for what you are and what you aren't. Okay, so don't be afraid to take a pause. I really urge you not to jump into anything brand new this month. But definitely contemplate everything and know that anything is possible. Okay, because we will have the equinox on the 20th when we enter your season. Thank Jesus. Ready to start 2018 for real. Spirit's advice for you is the Three of Swords, clarified by the Seven of Wands. And the rune we have on the Three of Swords is trust. I find this really fascinating. Spirit is so funny with advice sometimes. There definitely needs to be an acknowledgement that sometimes we defend our own pain. And sometimes we defend our own suffering. And sometimes we will do anything and everything to defend a stance that we are taking that doesn't even benefit us because we are just so used to being in that position. Okay, with the Three of Swords in trust, this is saying that there has been a, I want to say like I don't want to say fraction. It's like there has been a break in your ability to completely trust the self. And that is what potentially drives you to ask other people about what is best for you. And at the same time, you are willing to defend why you choose to approach things like that. It's like, I've broken my own trust, therefore I don't trust other people, right? Because if we don't trust ourselves, we can never trust another. We also can't make completely trustworthy people, or at least when we do, we cannot identify them. And the Seven of Wands is saying, I worked really hard to get into this position. I'm not going to let anybody take it from me. But the question is it even beneficial? Is it even worth defending? Okay. So back to the Hermit card and needing to really reflect this month. Ask yourself what you're really fighting for, and ask yourself what you're really fighting against. Do the things that you go toe-to-toe for, you know, the things that you will exert all your power towards, are they really because you love them and because they're a part of you and it's like literally part of your ultimate identity expression? Or is it because it's a wound and anytime someone draws attention to it, you feel, you know, triggered and you feel like, you know, someone is pouring salt into a hole, you know, into a wound? Because we can't heal anything that never sees the light, you know? And the trigger point is always going to be there until it gets exposure to the light, until it gets some salt, until it gets some alcohol rubbed in there and gets cleaned out. You know? And it's not that you need to be triggered. It's just that you either need to address it yourself or be triggered. Because this feels like a battle wound. And it's almost like, well, if I give up this ground, I lose a part of my identity. A lot of us build stories around our pain and how they built us and made us who we are. And it's not that they technically didn't. You know, they technically did, because everything that we experience in this lifetime builds up to who we are today. But we can continue to manifest this beautiful identity without literally holding on to that pain. Okay? I've been working with this Lemurian seed crystal. It's amazing. Yeah, Page of Cups. I just got the Google Dolls in my head the moment that you started to let love in. Okay, everything shifts when we let the light of love into our being. Ooh, I just got like a vibe. I just literally saw like that beautiful image of like a stream of light first thing in the morning that comes through a double paned window, and you can kind of see the dust like floating in the air, all those little particles. Okay, whew. It can be that beautiful. And it's almost like it came down like a laser beam and just starts to like suck up all of that debris. Okay. The most likely outcome is the Nine of Pentacles with the rune fertility and the Four of Wands. So we see a complete shift as we step into Aries season. We see a complete shift. Nine of Pentacles is like, I don't know where I didn't think I was worthy, but I know. I'm thriving, independent, and I have everything that I could ever desire. And you come back like this whole questioning of your worth is literally just a necessary hamster wheel to go back to trusting yourself more than anybody and eliminating any baggage that was preventing you from self-actualization. Okay? With the Four of Wands here, this is also about finding a new level of spiritual security and spiritual stability. Okay? And also about reminding yourself that your friends and the people that are around you to support you, your community, are the most helpful when we allow them to just be who they are and we don't expect them to provide us with any sort of direction. And again, we all go through times where we expect direction from our friends and we want them to like know us better than we know ourselves, but we ultimately know that that's impossible. Okay, I really like this outcome for you. Just know that whatever you go through this month, it is essential to you coming into this full expression of self. I really, really love this energy because it's just like you have to go through all this mulling and this, maybe that, all these potentialities, right? You have to ping pong back and forth between all these potentials just to be reminded of how amazing you truly are innately and that everything has always been right in your fingertips and that the support that you crave, the stability that you crave, the expression that you crave, the creative flow that you crave is always been within you. It was just untapped because you were afraid to really open that threshold. Because the last time that you think you trusted yourself, things went awry. Okay? Let's get you an affirmation, Aries. For the month of March. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I am a radiant being enjoying life to the fullest. My life gets more fabulous every day. I look forward to what each new hour brings. Amazing, Aries. Amazing. I love you all so much, and I'll be back soon. Peace.